When it comes to Gen Z, there really isn't a lot of things that they're good at. Bad at not getting addicted to vaping at a young age and using anything to get high. Bad at paying attention for more than 10 seconds without doom scrolling on TikTok for 5 hours. And bad at not being able to fully pay something off and always using buy now, pay later options. But the thing Gen Z really has mastered is the art of hate. There isn't really a generation that can compare to being as hateful as Gen Z. Even the generations who did grow up during wars or even the Great Depression still aren't as hateful as Gen Z. Like, if you put a man who served in World War II in a roast battle, his is gonna have more PTSD than he did before. But nowadays, everything that has gone viral is all due to some sort of hating. Like, think about all the things that have gone viral in the past year. People making fun of the elimination of Charlie Kirk, roasting Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance, or even making fun of the couple that did get caught cheating at the Coldplay concert. But I want to talk about it now because this has been a trend on TikTok for a while, and to my knowledge, it still is. The main one that has been blowing up is the rapper XXXTentacion. Back in the SoundCloud era of the internet, X really took over, and this hasn't been something we've saw since he's came out. This man was literally going viral while he was in jail, which really is a rare occurrence to happen. Like, back in the early 2020s, you really started to see more of these X profile pictures, and I can't lie, I used to be rocking one of these back in school. Like, he has a certain type of rap following that only a couple of rappers could manage to get. Nowadays, the closest you will get to this is the Playboy Cardi glazers, the Kanye fans, or even the Youngboy fans. But I would say out of all of them, X really did have the biggest glazers of all time. Like, when I tell you I'd stay up to date with him and all of his beefs. Like, his ass was always trying to get in any conflict he could get in. Like, every day you could check his Instagram and there was always some going on. Even if you didn't like X, you were always hearing about him or seeing him in an Instagram post, since other rappers were really just trying to copy X's type of music or even style by copying his looks.
No, que no te galos. Hey, 100 episodes. Hey, water like. My demons water like walls. Hey, water like. Hey.
But what really made X separated from other artists and what made him connect more with the younger generation is the fact that he was more open with his struggles. And he was also giving people motivational speeches all the time and telling people to chase their dreams and to not give up. That's why when X died, his death was really respected. But now on TikTok, people are hating on him. Like, this isn't a small trend either. It's a pretty big one. Since X was always talking about his personal struggles, people love to use him in sad edits. And we can't forget those corny ass Bart Simpson profile pictures either. But the thing with people using his voice or even music for these edits is the reason why people really like to call him corny. Most of the Bart Simpson videos used to get millions of views back in the day on YouTube, which is really why most people knew X. The thing that really added to people calling X corny is when he would over exaggerate trying to get his point across. And one of the main clips of X that's been trending for the past couple of months on TikTok is him just really over exaggerating his point just to get it across, but people are just clowning him for it.
Do you have any relationship with your father?
What's that? What's a father?
That's your own for it was weak. X is the complete opposite. X desires control.
But it's one thing to say that it was just cringy back in the day, but hating on him for saying this is actually just wild. The thing is, when he did say this, we all thought it was cool because the internet was in a whole different era. Like, you can look at a lot of things that did come out of this era and you will find most things cringy. But the thing is, a lot of the comments aren't even really hating on him for saying corny stuff. They're just talking about how his music's trash. Like, their ass wasn't listening to him back then. The crazy thing is, because of a couple of TikToks, now everyone thinks X is quote unquote corny. This guy on TikTok can really just explain it better than I can.
Let's not play like X wasn't cool as shit. Y'all love to fake support someone, and the second like some bad shit come out, you're always like, damn, like I knew from the beginning. Like I was one of them ones who was like, I knew from the beginning. I was a day one hater, because that's not even a flex, dude. Nigga, you was not hating on X before that clip came out. Like, somebody's lying. Do I have a father? What's that? What's a father?
But back then, I feel like everyone was much cornier. Like, look at the fits we used to wear. But it's wild how in our generation, a couple of TikToks can go viral, then you're an overnight sensation. There was a time on the internet where if you talk any shit about X, your ass was a loser and you'd get flamed. But I really think most of the hate is coming from the kids that grew up listening to X and newer kids not being used to rappers like him. Like back in our day, we'd be watching this thinking, wow, this really is a work of art. But for our generation, it's pretty common just to make fun of anyone who's dead. Like take Charlie Kirk, for example. As soon as his got assassinated, everyone was out here Kirkifying anyone. Or even George Floyd, for example. You had people out here making memes about him and they weren't even funny most of the time. They were just really cringy. But I think one of the things that really helped with the movement of hating in Gen Z was when people started making podcasts to dedicate their day to hate a gender. In the past, all you had to do was go in the public and you could find the girl of your dreams and get married. But nowadays, people don't really go that route, with alpha male gurus telling you otherwise.
This is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating. In my opinion, I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off it, which a lot of women tend to do.
But I think we're at the point in the internet where when a man or woman sees one of these, they don't really care. I think men and women are really just tired of this. These men always have something to say about how all women are gold diggers and they will never really love you. But I can't really remember the last time I saw one of these situations unfold in real life. The thing is, why people really think all of this is true is because the fact they surround themselves with people who they hate. Like the average person doesn't really have these problems, and 9 times out of 10 it's the person speaking about it who put them in that position. But because social media pushes out these videos, it's not really weird for people in our generation to incorporate these ideas. Another thing that does tend to show is how hateful our generation is when it comes to politics. I feel like in the older generations, if your friend or neighbor didn't agree with your political takes, you would just put it behind you and move on. But in this day and age, there's really no reason why you can't be friends with someone because you don't agree on their political takes. But the wild thing is, people are cutting off their family for who they voted for.
Never have I ever stole money out somebody's purse I was supposed to be so-called helping.
Bro, you know I did that though. You know I stole some money.
So why are we cutting off people because they didn't want to vote? Like, bro, what happened to having a free country? Like, not everyone needs to vote. It's an option for a reason. What's crazy is we have presidents out here falling asleep during meetings, and some that will just wake up and decide to build a wall. But the person he decided to go against was getting celebrities to twerk on stage and promote her political campaign. Like, if I told this shit to George Washington, it's over. His ass would resign. If you were a millennial in the George Bush and Obama election, it was way more peaceful than events like the 2016 election. Even though there was a protest over George Bush, their protest will never compare to any of ours that we have now. And you can't forget Trump rallies where you'll see the craziest dick ride of all time. But with Gen Z, it's proven that we have the biggest political gap and we have the worst arguing of all time. And also, as soon as you like a few political posts, your whole damn feed is just going to be flooded with political things. But social media is manufactured to be like this, and there is a lot of people who do unintentionally fall down these rabbit holes, shaping who they are politically. And with me, I don't really like politics because when it comes to cutting your family off over what their political sides are, it's really just overkill. Like, my parents really raised me off of don't care about politics until you're old enough to vote, which really makes more sense to me. Like, as a kid, it really isn't your job to care about the economical state of the US, and your should just be playing Minecraft and watching cartoons all day. Anyways, tell me how you feel about Gen Z with hating. And if you're a hater, make sure you comment something hateful down below just to keep this trend up and going. Make sure to join the Discord and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and even on Twitch for upcoming live streams. And VL on top. And until next time, I'm out.